Why hello everyone, Thewalrusclown here, and ever since I'm working hard on a crossover review with Rowdy C from TV Trash, I needed something that was nice and easy to review that practically made fun of itself with how stupid it is. The Hammerman cartoon, everyone. Anywho, for those who don't know, the Hammerman cartoon is one of those that try to use celebrities as good examples for kids. In this case, it was rapper MC Hammer, that were big during the 70s and saw a revival and popularity during the 90s when the Moral Guardians got their claws back in cartoons again in response to all the 80s cartoons basically being 30-minute long toy commercials. And unlike the violence bull from the 70s, they actually had a point with this one. Kids often don't realize how they're being manipulated, and this is why marketing directed to kids has strong regulations for what and how things happen, which I can get behind to an extent just so long as they don't go overboard and we have a repeat of the animation dark ages from the 70s. Anywho, on to the show. Otter, roll the intro please! Let's get this started with the usual technicals. Hammerman is a Saturday morning cartoon starring rapper MC Hammer, which aired for 13 episodes on ABC in the fall of 1991, and the fact that they aired all 13 episodes instead of canceling after one episode kinda shocks me. And now for the premise, and because it's one of those lazy exposition dump openings, I'll just play it. I know it might be considered cheating, but there is no wisecrack I can make. No joke I could crack that would do anything that it isn't already doing to itself. Anywho, here you go.
Hammerman! Hammer! Hammerman! Hammer! Whenever there's a crime, some crooks are gonna do time. They all better beware, cause the Hammerman will be there. Here's how it started a long time ago. The legend of the hammer and how it began to grow. He was given magical shoes from a hip-hop Motown dude. Together they had power, they stood up for what was right. But Gramps was getting old and he couldn't keep up the fight. Right. So Gramps and his granddaughter, they went out on the road to find a man they knew could jam, who was worthy of the load. They met a guy named Stanley, who was dancing every night. He helped the kids play every day, his heart was out of sight. So Gramps opened up the bag and took out the magical shoes. He set them on the ground and they soon began to groove. The shoes knew at once they had finally found their man. They hopped right on his feet and he became Hammerman, Hammerman, Hammer, Hammerman, Hammer, Hammerman, Hammer, Hammerman, Hammer, oh yeah!
For those of you in the back who didn't catch it, Hammerman's premise is about an older Motown-themed superhero whose superpowers come from magic shoes that are alive and can talk because reasons. Not too old to be a superhero anymore, so he took his granddaughter Jody and set out to find a successor, where they found Stanley, which is MC Hammer's real name by the way, who took the mantle and became Hammerman. Where to start? Okay, let's get this out of the way so I don't have to keep bringing it up over and over and over and over and over again. This is some of the worst animation I have ever seen. Just look at this. Okay, where to start? Looking at the animation on screen, you can see that the industry standard for animation is to animate on 2s, with animation on 1s being well above what is necessary because of how the human eye works, and a lower budget title probably dipping into 4s. Hammerman was animated on 12s, provided that they just didn't animate the keyframes without any in-betweens or just flip the cells. When you make Hanna-Barbera look like Studio Ghibli by comparison, please quit. If a couple of people who are self-taught can make something that looks this awesome in their spare time, then there is no excuse for a whole team of trained professionals to do this badly. How much of a not give a damn do you have to half-ass anything this badly? And now for the main characters. First, there is the titular Hammerman, a guy named Stanley, who is not a Mary Sue designed to bolster MC Hammer's ego at all. Males who meet this type of bad characterization can't be Mary Sue's for the same reason a rooster can't be a chicken. The term for a male Mary Sue is called a Gary Stew. And Hammerman gets as close to that as the hackneyed writing will allow. Seriously, Hammerman didn't even voice himself in a cartoon, which makes no sense because he was clearly available to do it because he is in the live action segments at the beginning to explain the moral to the stupid kids in the back. Urgh. Then there is Gramps. And yes, the mentary old fart never actually gets a real name. They just call him Gramps. How to put this? You know that old person stereotype who bitches and moans about how everything was better in their day? Young people these days and their mint and their sugar cookie and their all green aphrodisiacs. Back in my day, they only had 3 flavors of M&Ms. Chocolate, peanut, and peanut butter. And we liked it that way, god damn it. Yeah, kind of like that. That's this guy. Bitching about how the times have changed and doing the bare minimum to help the story get to the end point when needed is this character in a nutshell. And before I go on, I'd like to go off on a tangent for a moment. What is it with television shows made in between the late 80s and mid 90s that have a predominantly black cast and this shirt? Hammerman, Moesha, Sister Sister, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, all of them will inevitably have some male character in the background wearing this effing shirt. Is it some kind of in-joke I'm not getting? Was it designed by a prominent African-American fashion designer that was important to the civil rights movement? Were all these shows just directed by the same guy who just really liked this shirt? I need to know! And I just know that it's probably something obvious that I'll feel really stupid when I find out. Person in the comments who lets me know what's up will get the privilege of getting their comment pinned. Anywho, back to characters. Then there is the final member of the main cast, Gramps' granddaughter Jody. And she is a bitch. There is no two ways about it. Most every villain plot involves tricking her after she has been set straight after doing something stupid by Stanley or Gramps. Provided that she isn't flat out helping the villain. Why isn't she in juvenile halls? The show would be better off without her, although that isn't saying much. Anywho, let's go over the worst episode, Rapolion, just to hammer it in how bad this show is. Pun totally intended. Okay, so after the live action segment that is so short that I don't even know why they bothered, we open on our villain for the episode, Rapolion, doing a rap number about how he is going to be big in the music world and whom's whole motivation for being evil is that he is short, aka he has a Napoleon complex. Then we get an unfunny bit where his scientist he has on call for reasons gives him robot legs that make him taller, only for them to malfunction when he answers the door to get a pizza he ordered, only for the asshole delivery dude to insult his side after he falls over and gets pizza in his hair. Then he sends his scientist to go make some science scoop that'll make him taller. And then we get a rap number about wanting to be bigger, and it's horrible.
Is that biggest thing ever? Tired of being puny, sick of being small. Got a giant soul inside, but it's no use at all. Everybody I meet, they're so tall. I gotta be big.
Oh God, my ears, why? Anywho, then we cut to our main trio, where they're going to watch a basketball game. Jody wants to go meet her friends and gets turned down because of how young she is. And we get another number about her wanting to be big.
All I want's respect, responsibility. To stay up late past 9 o'clock to talk when all the grown-ups talk to drop.
I am in so much pain right now. Anywho, we cut back to Rapolion, where his stooges come up with a growth formula. But it needs one more ingredient, some of Hammerman's DNA, which makes no sense. His powers are not genetic. They come from demonic, arcanely alive talking shoes. Anywho, we get more padding. Because Jody can't stay up late because she isn't old enough. And we have to be more annoyed even more than we would be otherwise because we have to listen to the demonic shoes argue with each other.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, look at that footwork, man.
Hey, did you see that? That was a foul.
I could have been a high top in the NBA.
Oh, come on, who are you kidding? In 2 minutes, your tongue would be hanging out.
Wouldn't I?
Would too.
Then we get Rapolion finally doing something evil at the ball game to get Hammerman there. Stanley shows up, they start to fight, only for Jody to sneak out. Rapolion gets Hammerman's hair. Then Jody follows Rapolion only to get caught but then decides to help Napoleon after they bond over feeling small, as we get another ear-bleedingly awful rap.
Sure, I know I'm small.
This is what you need. Life be cool when you are small. You're lucky to get seen at all and not get stepped on by someone tall. Sucker it.
All I want's respect, responsibility. To stay up late past 9 o'clock to talk when all the grown-ups talk. To drive a car instead of walk. I gotta be big!
Anywho, they make the potion only for it to do the exact opposite and shrink things. So Napoleon decides that instead of just giving the scientists more time to experiment and perfect the potion, could help everyone with growth problems the world over and get a Nobel Prize by using it to solve world hunger by making giant crops on top of that, he decides to use the potion to shrink everything. Thus, proving Napoleon is an idiot, and Jody is also an idiot, and Hammerman, and pretty much everyone else in the cartoon, and the writers who didn't give a shit, and the producer who greenlit this show, and me for reviewing it. Anywho, Napoleon shrinks the whole city, Hammerman and Gramps included, and puts them under glass. Then Jody has a change of heart, and we get some unfunny shenanigans. Where Jody and Napoleon play keep away with the city. And the scientist reveals that he can make an antidote, but needs a hair from Napoleon to make it. I know, it's stupid, just ignore it, we're almost done. Then Stanley turns into Hammerman and gets the stupid hair. The antidote is made, they fix the city, Hammerman catches Napoleon. Then, after Jody talks to Napoleon, he says he'll work on his music in jail, and we get a rap about how the two of them now feel big.
No. And an infinite expanse of no's from the dimension of no, with a statue dedicated to their great creator, the god of no, who wept tears of no that filled the oceans with no and brought about billions of creatures who were no.
That was horrible. The animation made me want to gouge my eyes out. The lame rapping made me want to gouge my ears out. And it's a shame, because despite comic book superheroes being some of the most diverse of any medium, the spellcaster subset is shockingly not all that diverse. The only example I can think of is Dr. Mist from DC Comics. And an African-American spellcaster superhero whose magic totem just so happens to take the form of an ordinary object whose magical energies he taps into by casting spoken word spells might actually be something that could work. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a shitty cartoon to thrash. Anywho, I'm the Walrusclown, and because that collab script might take some time, I will not rest on my laurels and get something new to you guys in the meantime. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, click the bell, and turn on notifications. Anywho, I'm out of here. Stay fresh, cheesebags. Boo!